The third and most important reason, ladies and gentlemen, behind why there is a huge roadblock to Africa's unity is about the end game of each group. Ladies and gentlemen, please pay attention to this. The expectation of Pan-Africanism and Pan-Arabism aren't the same and therefore cannot work together. Pan-Africanism is based on resisting neo-colonialism and strengthening the community of African countries for economic and political prosperity. That is one side. It is also about protecting the diversity in our religious and cultural beliefs in line with our individual sovereignties, ladies and gentlemen. This is what the push for an independent and united Africa was all about. But Pan-Arabism is the direct opposite of that. It isn't based on encouraging diversity in religious and cultural beliefs, but rather an amalgamation of political, religious, and cultural beliefs. The end game of Pan-Africanism is to have an African Union that hopefully will have a constitution that bonds our economies, allows for freedom of movement with a single currency and with a common army, ladies and gentlemen. The end game of Pan-Arabism movement is to have an Arab League that is ultimately run on the constitution of Sharia law according to the Quran. This is the fundamental expectation of these two groups, in my opinion, and I stand corrected. Whatever you believe is true, ladies and gentlemen, you are free to defend it in the comment section and be civil whilst doing that. So in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, one group wants a secular constitution that allows for the autonomy of individual African countries, cultures, and religious beliefs. But the other aspires to have a united kingdom of all Arab states with a common religion and cultural establishment on the principles of a Sharia law of their religious book. Now, tell me this, if I am right on the money. How does these two work together? How will they ever be successful together when their final destinations are completely different? This has been the core of our challenges in sticking to anything we agree on at AU meetings. The lens through which these two groups observe things and account and respond to issues are completely different. But in order for there to be two people or groups of people walk or work together and succeed, they must have the same interest and expectations. Therefore, it is true to say that two cannot work together unless they agree. We may share a continent and a common enemy at this point, but we do not share all of the other important attributes I've listed.